Hi everyone, it's time for something new and perhaps long. Exactly, the hardcore series, where I want to create great kingdoms. My idea for this series is to build a new village, town and castle, etc. every episode, so it will probably take some time. But hey, let's focus on the present moment. We start by acquiring basic materials and upgrading our equipment. Luckily, we start in a forest with spruce trees, so I won't have to look for them in the future. Nice, on my way I found a village with a ruined portal and shipwreck. I decided to take more useful items, defeat the golem with a high ground. Luckily, I got the maximum amount of iron for them. Obviously, remember to rob villagers of all their possessions, because it will be more useful to us. You can also let me know what do you think about such a series on the channel. And if you have any other ideas about it, feel free to write them in the comments below. After collecting all the more interesting things, I continue my journey in search of the perfect place for my first base. But on the way I came across another village. You probably know what that means. I just had to take the opportunity. After a long time I managed to find some green areas. I hope that this area will be perfect for my first headquarters. Fortunately, I wasn't wrong. I collect some food along the way and then looked for a higher vantage point to find the perfect spot. Having found the perfect spot, I now need to tidy up, cut down some trees and set up my temporary base. If a bed, a crafting table, furnaces and chest can be called a base. Meanwhile, I put some torches around my bed because I don't want any mobs near me. Then we can move on to creating a descent into the mine and start searching for diamonds and other useful minerals. At the very beginning I came across a few opponents. The fight wasn't demanding. Then I started to clear the cave of all ores and other useful things. While I did this, I continued to develop my descent into the mine. Honestly, I don't really know what to spend the episode time on. You want me to show you more how I build, or maybe how I travel, collect materials, or have you an idea how to combine it all? If yes, feel free to write comments. I will try to adapt to it somehow. I encountered one more cave and I did exactly the same as before. But of the more interesting things, the shield saved my life from the creeper, I found an abandoned shaft and 2 spider spawners. All in all this isn't important. Let's focus on the most important thing, that is diamonds. After collecting 43 diamonds, I decided to return to the surface and create the diamond set for better protection of my life and some diamond tools to work faster. Now it will be good to get a lot of stone that I will need to build a castle. I dug the long tunnel where I got a lot of materials I need. And the brand new diamond pickaxe, it's practically running out. In addition to these materials, I will also need huge amounts of spruce and oak wood. Which is why I start felling and planting large spruce trees. Now I just need to turn cobblestone into the stone and stone bricks. Then I start to improve the terrain and I can start building the castle. The idea of this castle is trivial. 4 towers, high walls, hoarding on the top and a small extension of the castle. As you can see, the castle won't be big at all. Although I think it's the perfect size for a starting base, but enough of that. The castle, or my seat, is just the beginning of the kingdom that is emerging here. Taking this opportunity, I will add that you can find all information in description below, like seat of the world, my current chords and other things. So I encourage you to check it out. I will admit that I really enjoy doing something other than constantly building in creative mode. I already have big ideas for the next village, towns, castles and more. How many structures do you think I will be able to add to this world before some creeper gets me? It was pretty quick. What do you think about show to build like this? Going back to the castle, now I have to add few details and decorations, which unfortunately I won't finish in this episode, because I don't have the right materials. And I leave the interior empty. I have to think about whatever I want to make it in a survival way or maybe decorative. Alright, now just create a side entrance and I will add some final decorations there. And here you go, my first castle in this world is done. To be honest, it looks remarkable and it fits perfectly into the survival world for me. The construction is simple, uncomplicated and what more important, cheap. So the first point for today is done. It's time to move on to the next one. This is what the interior looks like, which is currently empty, although I will move some things here that I keep outside, thanks to which it will be less empty here. The next step will be building houses, farms, fields and exterior decorations, but for that I will need even more wood, so I believe this is the perfect time to collect just that. As you can see, the area around the castle is the one I want to use for building houses, but when I checked my resources, I think that it takes much more to be able to start building without fear. I guess I will have to quickly get enchants for my tools, to be able to get materials even faster. It takes a while. Once I had everything I needed, I move on to planning the houses and then building them. As you can see, these houses are really simple and easy. In my opinion, they look great for a starting location. To be completely honest, each house follows the same pattern and principles when I'm building it, but the differences in shape and extra elements make each one look unique, and by the time I add another exterior decoration, probably no one will notice that these houses looks practically the same. Admittedly, I have a lot of work to do with this, but seeing how it starts to look, I think it's worth it. Okay, enough of my rambling, let's just see how things go. The time has come where I used up all my diamonds. Moreover, most of my tools are almost finished, and there is still some work to be done, but not about that. You know what we need more? That's right, wood. Once we cut them down, we can start working on the courtyard. To this, I should add some roads between houses and future buildings, and replace stone blocks with grass blocks. You know what I'm missing here? Probably not, but I would add a palisade around the village for extra protection. Who knows? Maybe someday I will bring villagers here. Another must-have construction I must add is the well, if I want to achieve greater realism and immersion of the world. The well will be mandatory due to the fact that people have to obtain drinking water from somewhere. In my opinion, my well is simple in itself, but it adds a lot to this landscape. Let's take a short break from building, but first I need to build quick and easy pens to bring sheep and cows to. I think it's a good time to start breeding. Long term, I will soon need leathers to craft books and wool to be a must for some of my buildings. It's time to find the animals I need. It will probably take a while, but for you it's seconds. Then I have to transport them all the way to my base, lock them in fences, and then I can feed them to have even more animals. Now just remember to visit them regularly, and in a while I should have quite a large herd. At this point I'm adding a lot of decoration that will improve the center of our village and make it look unique. Also remember not to overdo it with decoration, sometimes less is more. And this is how the center of the village looks like. For me, it's all awesome. I can't wait for the next project. And what do you think about it? At the very end, I will add roads that will be connected to future cities and regular farmland that will improve this landscape. Unfortunately, I don't have that many seeds at the moment. I think that after 38 days in this world I have done a great job so far. Let me know what do you think about my starting base and the new series on the channel. And if you have any ideas, feel free to write them in the comments below. Take care and stay safe. Also, a big thanks for the every patrons and memberships on my channel.